Well, welcome to episode 178 of the Niche Experience. I am Sean Michael Lewis, and today I am excited because I am going to be documenting about a half hour of lead development training for Listed Pro, which is a new business that Tier Level Enterprises has launched. So I'm excited. I'm using a platform called Loom, which is LOMM.com, and it allows to do video and screen capture, which I really like, as well as pull in the audio, which will be up on the podcast if you're listening right now. So anyway, I just kind of wanted to show what the half hour looks like. So it's about 3:20 right now. I'm going to do this for about a half hour today, and it's going to be live. I mean, I'm going to get probably phone calls in between, distractions, just like a common day. So right now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go into my Google Sheets, and I have what's called a Listed Pro sales sheet. And this is where I have different team members that we're going to be bringing on. And this is just kind of the start that I did just recently, but this is just about 5 or 6 targets that are in there. So we're going to start creating this, but I'm going to focus on local today. So these were actually screen printing shops that I was looking at working with all around the country. This happened to be Fort Lauderdale, but for the purpose today, we're going to be looking at Broken Arrow businesses. That's where I live right now, and the reason for this is so we can set up face-to-face type meetings. So this is how you create a target list, and I just want to show you what a half hour of doing this every day can actually do for your business. So I'm just going to type in Broken Arrow businesses. I'm going to start with my zip code, which is 74014, and I'm going to kind of go ahead and pull this up, just the map. Now, there's no strategy on how you can start with this, but I kind of wanted to just get this going and show you what it looks like. So, basically any of the businesses that we're looking to target for this are going to be focused on their local directory. So we're going to start now, and we're just going to kind of start going through and looking and start pulling information, as much information as we can, so we can start reaching out. So some of these are in Broken Arrow, Coweta, so I'm kind of just zooming in right now. Some businesses you're going to look at and you're going to know are not necessarily going to be good fits for this, but you want to kind of pick and choose what you feel are going to be good opportunities. So right here, I'm just kind of looking in the area real quick. So this is kind of off the road where I live right here. So we have Forest Ridge Golf Club, Spirit Life Church, the Ridge Club, Three Tequilas, lots of businesses in this area. So I'm going to kind of zoom in a little bit more. So we're going to kind of start right here. So I'm going to go ahead and hit this one right here, CBD American, Shaman, Broken Arrow, Tractor Supply. I'm going to zoom in a little bit more. There are more businesses here, but some of them haven't even opened up. But you can see right here, like there's one here called Feedlot. So Entitled Health Dispensary. So this looks like something I want to check out right here. So what we're going to do is I'm going to go here, and I'm going to start putting that information in here. So it's just Entitled Health Dispensary. And then we're just going to go by and basically put in different pieces of information. So I'm going to cut and paste their address right here, which will allow me to put that information just so I can keep it for my records, because this can now be it can be put into any type of CRM that we're using as well. So it's important to kind of put as much information as you can. That way you don't have to go back and kind of recollect the information. Of course, the phone number as well, in case you need to utilize that. Now, with a lot of dispensaries, one thing I've noticed is they utilize Weedmap, which is like an app that they use. So typically when you go to their website like this, they're not going to have a detailed website, because this one they actually do, but they also typically utilize, but there's the email right there, which is just a Gmail account. So I'm going to go ahead and cut and paste that into here as well. And then a lot of times I'm going to look and see if there's a contact name on there, like who might own it or something like that. And this doesn't really have a ton of information on the website, but this is like a very simple website. So this is not only a candidate for Listed Pro, which is the local section or the local management on Google, but like there's a lot of improvement that they can utilize here. And just kind of looking at this, they only have 55 Google reviews, which isn't bad, but are they posting daily? Are they utilizing, which a dispensary, just for a moment of reference, they don't allow They don't allow daily posting like other categories unless they change their categories, but they're called a cannabis store, so they're not going to be allowed to post as of right now. So basically, there's just a lot of features on there, photo uploads and things like that. I'm going to kind of click here and see how many photos they have, and this is just kind of giving me an idea. They don't have a lot of photos, so I can definitely show you how that compares to some different things like that. So we already got one contact right here. So the next one I want to look at is Yale Cleaners. Now, this is a business that actually has multiple locations throughout the area. So this could potentially be something like going after a little bit or more opportunities. So I'm going to go ahead and put this in there. But the good thing about Yale Cleaners is they have multiple locations throughout the area. So if we can get in with one of them, we potentially could set up a multi-site deal with them. And again, I'm just assuming they're not having anybody manage this for them. So again, it's going to be a great opportunity. So, and again, if you're listening to this, there is a video for this that you can view on YouTube. I will have the link in the podcast as well for you. But right now, I'm just basically cutting and pasting phone numbers, information, and then what we'll be doing is sending out emails and doing drop-by visit with some type of deliverables, which I will be documenting a process for that as well. So I'm going to go ahead and check out their website as well. Here we go. Let's see what we find. And this is actually, I'm wondering if this is more. So you can see they have multiple locations. So this is a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 locations. So this would be a very good candidate to get a multiple opportunities with. So here are all the different locations right here. I'm going to go to contact, and I'm not seeing any specific information. So this might be something where I have to call and get more information. But right here, I'm just seeing if they have any history information. They have patents. They have there's a lot of information to know because, the more research you do, the better equipped you're going to be when you go through the sales process. So there's a lot of information on the history of this company from the 1940s. And you can really kind of go in there and pull some information. So it says their founder was Jim Hodges, believed he could do cleaning better. Two brothers purchased, James Stevenson and Barney Bubote. During the next 20 years, it grew to 22 stores. However, Barney retired. Yale was looking for ideas. Now there's a new leadership team. And it doesn't really say... hold on, I'm just looking. So just looking at their acquisitions and things like that. So a little bit more research there to have some more information. So I don't really have a direct email address, but I do have their main website right here that I will put in there, which is just yalecleaners.com. So again, we're just starting the process of building this target list right now. So we're going to go ahead and move on and see what else we can find here. And you can see I'm just going back and forth in Google through Google Maps to kind of pull as much information as I can. So we're going to go back here, and I'm going to kind of look around here some more. There's some businesses that we just typically don't necessarily want to do per se. But here's one right here, Harrod's Cork and Bottle. I know this is a, hold on, let me see if I can find it again, because I know it's there. Hold on. It's kind of hidden in there right now. See if I can find it. So sometimes it takes a few seconds to find what you're looking for, and that's okay. You just have to be patient, and you just want to kind of keep this. So this is a new one too. It's called the Feedlot. I don't know why Google's doing that. Hold on. Yep, here it is. Harrod's Cork and Bottle Shop. So I'm going to go ahead and, hold on, let me put the screen back in there. I'm going to go ahead and click their website. So, and this is going right to their Facebook page. So these are common issues right here where it should be directing to their website and it's not. So that's definitely something that needs to be fixed for them. That's really hurting them in their search ranking. But I'm going to go ahead and put their address in there because this is, again, is a good potential client because they're a liquor store and people look for things like that by category all the time. So, the more information you can find on these businesses, the better you're going to be. And let me go ahead and get their phone number in here. So like right now, I can still go to Facebook and find some information that I'm looking for. So I'm going to go to Facebook and see if I can find an email address. Now their reviews look good and things like that. And I'm not seeing an email address on here. but that's okay. I mean, these are very close in vicinity to where I live, so it's going to be an easier process to get out there and actually start targeting these. So the next one I'm going to hit real quick is Smokys BBQ. This is actually a well-known barbecue place, so this is a very good opportunity to go in there and actually set up an opportunity to get them on Listed Pro. Hold on. I forgot to put the name of the other business in there. So Herod and Bottle. So Smokys, which I'm going to go and fill out the rest of their information. They're a barbecue joint, but they could definitely benefit from having their listing service. They have over 1,000 Google reviews, so that kind of gives you an idea of how popular this place is all throughout Tulsa. But how much more business could they be leaving on the table just from doing consistency with their listing? So again, very good candidate opportunity. And part of the strategy when I go out to do these types of relationship building is I'm not going to go out and try to sell them right away. I'm going to actually go out and try to build that relationship, ask questions, provide value of how they can be doing things on their own to get them ranking better and things like that. So really, it's more about building trust and building that rapport. So then eventually they might want to do business with us. So I'm looking for an email address on here, not really seeing one. I've met the owner before, but again, this is just this is an opportunity. Oh, there's a Gmail right there. So we can go ahead and put that in there. Again, all this information is just beneficial because you'll be able to utilize it for follow-ups. If you go in, you can't get a hold of somebody, you can follow up with that information as well. So the next business I'm looking for, because I drive by there, is called the Feedlot, and this is a brand new business. So this is a good example of why a company like this, like very new, just open, can definitely use. They don't even have a website, because I actually met this guy about screen printing. So I'm going to go ahead and put them on there, because these are the types of companies that can really value that information on how to get things set up and rolling right away. So again, very limited information, but Google My Business would be very instrumental for them. So I think it's very important that this gets set up immediately for them, because a brand new business definitely needs a head start on getting some of their marketing up. Now, again, when you get into being an education company in whatever industry, on whatever service you're providing, it's very important to have that strategy. Do you have webinars? Do you have training programs? Do you have one sheet that you can give to people that will actually give them insight and information? So it's very important that you do that. So here we are. We're still on one road working our way down, and there's a lot of businesses still that we're looking at here. So the next one is Vanguard Builders. They're already a client of ours, so they're a very niche type focus, metal building type fabrication stuff. So there's not really a need for what we do per se. I will put them on my database, but it's just not something that I'm going to be overly focused on when there's other opportunities in the area. So I'm going to keep looking around real quick. So here's one called Merlin Software System. I'm going to see if they have a listing show up. I'm not really seeing anything. A1 Tree Service. This is actually a friend of ours. One of our workers, her fiance, owns this business. So I'm actually going to put him on there, because there could definitely be some benefits for him to use that. We have talked about that before. And I actually know the owner's name, but have not talked to him about any of this information yet. So this can be again, if I feel like they can get some value from what we're doing, it's definitely worth reaching out to them to help them grow their business. So again, this is a service-based business that does tree removal and all kinds of things like that. Very well known, respected in the area. So again, this is a very good candidate to put on the target list. So I'm going to go ahead and put the phone number in there. And you can see this seems very tedious and ongoing, but the whole point of this is just you have to be consistent with this. You have to, put this information in, or you're not going to have a target list. And it's so easy to do. like you can see, we're just going on Google Maps and going down the road and looking at things like that. So here's another one, another service-based business, 235 Google reviews, so very good review present, no daily posting. So again, this is a company that's not utilizing Google My Business per se, and even on their reviews, they are responding to them for the most part, it looks like, so that's good. So just helping them educate, like, what more can they be doing on that to get more visibility. So I'm going to go ahead and put that one in there as well. And it's called Dynamic. This is so different when you're actually talking the whole time you're doing it. But again, I wanted to do this for the week to kind of give you an insight on what you need to be looking at. So here we go. We're going to put their information in. And again, what's really cool about this process is Broken Arrow is an actually pretty big town. It's about 100,000+ people. And what I'm doing right now is just going down kind of in the vicinity of where I live to start building that target list. And there's a couple different directions we can go. So it's not like this is it. We'll definitely be able to get some more information out there. So next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to check out their website too. And again, this is just the process. You're checking out websites. You're checking out all the information you can find, so you can put as much information in there as possible. So I typically like to go to the About Us section. This obviously looks like a family-owned business. I'm kind of reading through real quick. So they got an employee profile section. So hopefully we'll get some information on the owner or who we need to be connecting with there. I'm not seeing any information. Oh, here we go. So here we go. And hold on. Sorry about that. We had to actually pause the video. It was a good example of being disrupted. My daughter came home and was getting ready for golf, so we had to pause real quick, and then the video trapped. So I'm going to mash these videos together, which you'll probably see a split, and then it go back together. So anyway, dynamic carpet cleaning. This is actually there's a lot of information here. They have, I don't know if they have multiple locations, but they definitely, I'm not finding the direct owners, but I can research that a little bit more and find out who we need to find out that information from. So you can see text messages coming in. This is a typical day. Things don't ever really slow down. So anyway, I'm going to go back to Google Maps real quick. So we got about 14 minutes left of this first half hour today, and I'll kind of be moving a lot faster probably once we get going on this over the next week. So down here, we got some more businesses. These are newer businesses that just opened up. So this is called Target Marketing Print and Mail Solution. I've actually met the owner of this company before, so I'm going to go ahead and put her on my target list. I do think this would be a very good contact for some educational things. They're well versed in marketing, so again, there would be a good candidate. But you can see I haven't even gone a full 5 miles yet, and finding tons of information. I love working with these new businesses because they have so much that they can set up that they're not already set up with on Google My Business that will help them, give them more direction to help create more awareness of where they're located and what they do. So, again, if you're starting a startup type business and there's new businesses, typically they're going to be ripe for services that you might have to offer because they don't already have something in place. Now, the beautiful part about this business with Listed Pro is not a lot of people are doing this type of marketing. It's kind of been created from within our digital marketing agency. So I'm going to go ahead and check out their website too real quick and put that on here. So again, their site's pretty clean. Let me go ahead and put their website in here just so we have it documented. And I'm going to see, I have her card somewhere, so I don't know if I'm going to rush to get that information right now. But I will go ahead and get that information a little bit later. But as long as it's on the target list, that'll start allowing me to map out some information and things like that. So here's another company, Timberwolf Excavating. So they look like they have an office back there as well. Again, this is a good company that people are always looking for these types of services for commercial. I'm assuming they do residential too, or development type stuff when they have to go in and clear things out. So again, this could be a very good potential candidate, but to give free information and value to. I mean, that's the thing, I talk about a lot is being an education company in whatever industry you're in. can really make a difference on building trust with people to get them to want to work with you. So I'm going to go ahead and clear this out. I'm going to put the phone number in there as well. And again, I know this might sound weird on the podcast. You might want to watch the video because I am doing this in real time where I'm documenting everything as well. So it really shows the process of everything of how it goes together. But again, this is what building a target list is like. It's not sexy. It's not like totally cool work. It's definitely something you have to look at. So I will be following up with the process of reaching out to these people to get in front of them, to get them value. So you'll have documentation on that. We'll probably have to do recaps because it'll be hard to bring a camera and a recording device in the field. So this company actually looks pretty big. So here's the owner, Jackson Jessup, if I said that right. And now I know his name, so I'm going to go ahead and put that in there as well because that'll at least give me a point of contact to when I go there to speak with them. I don't know if I have his email in here. There's an office email, so I'm just going to put that in here for now because it might go through to him. Okay, so we got that in there. So I'm going to go ahead and I've got about 10 more minutes, so we're going to keep going here because this is just, again, showing you how you can pull so much information. So I'm going to go across the street here. There's a couple businesses here. Here's a farmer's insurance agent. So again, this is a very good opportunity. Only 2 Google reviews. A lot of insurance companies do not capitalize on making sure their listing site is set up correctly. So this is a great opportunity to, again, go in and educate them. And we work with a lot of restoration companies in our core digital marketing business. So these are very easy type clients to talk to and educate. So, I mean, we can go in there and really talk about like what people are looking for. What does it mean for them to be an education company in their industry? Because when it comes to insurance agents, they're all very similar. They're all salespeople, but they tend to, always be looking for new business to write. And if we can help them accomplish that by at least when people are searching for them, it can really make a big difference. So Kaylee Allen, I don't know her, but she works out here. She went to the University of Oklahoma, kind of has all her personal information on here as well. There is an email button on there, and it will pull up an email. Let me look at that real quick. So I have her email address as well. So if I need to reach out to her before I stop by and visit, I can do that as well. So I'm going to go minimize that. I'm not going to send her an email yet because, hold on, I don't need to. So I'm going to go ahead and put her email in here. And her name is Kaylee Allen. And there's a lot of good value you can give these people when you first meet them. Like right now, only 2 Google reviews. That's not a lot. And what can we do to really help cultivate that and build more rapport for her online and help get her business to be more visible when people are looking for her? So I'm going to go ahead and go in here. There's an animal medical and surgical hospital, which I've seen this. And again, we're not even more than 5 miles yet from the vicinity of where I live. And I've already created so many targets to go out and reach out to. So again, I'm cutting and pasting, putting addresses in here. This information is critical. So when I go out for my first visit, one of the first things I'm going to do is find appropriate contact information. I want to know who is the actual decision maker when it comes to their online visibility. Who do I need to be talking to so I'm not wasting time talking to the wrong person? That is a big mistake that salespeople make. They get out there and they want to talk to the first person they see, which typically could be an admin. It could be somebody that's just there doing order intake and things like that, and they're wasting time trying to sell the wrong person. So that's one thing you have to be extremely careful about. This one has 75 reviews, so they have a really good review rating. So it must have a good reputation, obviously. So I'm just looking here to see who might be the main vet or office manager. They do have 2 offices. So again, this is just getting you more information that you could have. And when I'm doing a lot of this initial targeting work, I'm not spending too much time looking for all the specifics. Typically, I like to go in and start asking questions right off the bat. So I will typically do that. So this I know they have 2 locations. I'm not finding a particular email or anything like that, but I'm going to go ahead and put their website in there just so I have it for reference back. And there's just a lot of things when it comes to their websites. I mean, most of these websites we're looking at today are not, I wouldn't call them super modern or up to date. So there's just definitely a lot of improvement that we can go in there. So here is one called Beautiful Feet Dance Company. So there's like a whole shopping center of businesses here, which I can see. So I'm going to go ahead and hit all these up. And again, I haven't even crossed the turnpike yet. So I mean, this is literally work that could be done in a given day. And you can see, I mean, I'm putting this information in so you see how long it takes. It's probably taking me a little bit longer because I'm talking while I'm doing it, but that's the whole point of this. I want you to see what it looks like to sit down for a half hour and actually build a target list, because it's not that hard. But when people talk about building a target list, they get confused. They act like, oh, it's a lot of work. I don't know how to do that. I don't know how to do sales and things like that. And I'm like, it's not that difficult, and then we're going to have different steps. So this week is all about building the target list. And I wanted to document that in real time. I mean, you can see me right here. You're watching my screen. I mean, like I said, I had to pause for a second just to go help my daughter get some stuff for golf. But this is the whole point of this, is just to keep this list rolling. So at the end of the week, we have X number of contacts. And then next week, I'm going to take the time allocated to building the target list to actually go out and start cultivating these relationships with people. So I'm going to go ahead and check out their website. Again, it's called Beautiful Feet Dance Company here in Broken Arrow. This looks like a form that it's trying to get me to go through. This is weird. See, these are the kind of things when, you're looking for a business. These do not help online. That literally just brought me through a survey, and it's connected to their Google My Business. And I don't know why it is, but it's missing their business hours. It's missing a lot of critical information that could help them. So, I mean, again, that's a very good client or potential client to go in and ask information to as well. So I'm going to go ahead and go back here. Hold on one second. Of course, Google is freezing up right now. Let me go here. Zoom out. Okay, here we go. So there's a few more places in here I want to check. Wild Meadows Cafe. There's a restaurant here. So they already got 100. This restaurant opened up not too long ago. And it looks like they're doing a very good job at getting reviews. So I'm going to go ahead and put their information. I actually want to try this restaurant out. I have not been there yet. But it's very close to me, and it looks really good. So let me go ahead and put their phone number in there as well. And I mean, this sounds like very elementary and very boring, but I can tell you what's exciting is, I'm mapping out the territory where I live. I'm going through business by business. And when you think about the whole United States, especially if you're not just local, there are millions of businesses you could be doing this. And over time, you're building a very accurate target list that you can actually have real relevant information. As long as you keep up with it, businesses are going to come and go and close, but a lot of these businesses have been around for 10, 15, 20 years, especially in this area. So, this is again, simple, basic research that's starting to bring information out. So I'm going to go and check out their website. Again, very simple website. See, a lot of these businesses, what's really funny is they create their own website. So they hire somebody because they don't know that process. And it's really not that hard to get something that looks just absolutely stunning and professional, integrated menus, QR codes for people to leave reviews and things like that. So I think there's a lot of direction and help that you can provide for people. And that's why the education, especially in this sector of what we're doing with Listed Pro, is going to be extremely beneficial. So here's Tatianas Alteration. And this is a cool business because a lot of people buy clothing and they buy suits and they buy things, and they are searching for places like this because they don't typically use them on a consistent basis. So this is a company that should definitely be relying on Google. They do have 31 reviews, which is not bad. But like what kind of value help? Now, some of these businesses might be too small that are going to want to spend money, a couple $100 a month, to make sure their listings are up. Like a lot of service-based businesses are going to value this type of service a lot more. But you never know. I mean, so many calls a month can easily pay for what a service like this costs just for them being more visible, posting more consistently, and things like that. So, I typically don't like to have the attitude that, oh, they would never use this, but this company doesn't even have a website listed. So, I mean, again, these are just little things that they could benefit from. So here's this is a hair salon right here, Miss Caroline. So, I've driven by this 100 times and I didn't even know it was there. So I'm going to go ahead and put them on there as well, because that's one thing you have to realize is if you drive by these places every day and you don't even know they're there, then how many other hundreds, if not thousands of people are missing out on the business that you can be there? Simple question when you go in there is like, are you guys at 100% capacity all the time? Are you booked out weeks in advance? I mean, these are things that all businesses like to experience because it helps them be more stable. So again, these are very, so this site's very clean, very easy, clean looking. I like the way it looks. And then here, we've got some information right there. I'm going to go ahead and put that email in there in case I need to reach out to somebody there. But you can see, like, a lot of emails are not easily available. So, sometimes you have to look for that information. Sometimes it'll be right there on their website. But, overall, if you need to go back and look for it, you can do that. There's where LinkedIn and other service sites. But a lot of times I'll just want to go in and visit, introduce myself, leave my contact information, and offer them a free walkthrough of how they can boost and get their Google My Business and information more visible. So, all right, so we just hit all of those right here. I'm going to go down a little bit further. So you can see here's the interstate, and I haven't even gone past there yet. So I'm trying to build out sectors. So here's a company right here called Outlaw Glass. So this is a company I believe is not in business anymore. It was there. I just know, so their Google is still up and visible. So those are some things, you have to watch out and be relevant, because you don't want to waste time going after the wrong people. Now, another thing here is there's a medical office here, and there is a BBQ Catering place right here as well. I'm going to go ahead and put those on there because the BBQ Catering place does not do dine-in, so they rely strictly on Google and however else people are finding them. That's a business that I've driven by a lot of times, and I never see anybody there. So it would be a good candidate to talk to about how to make sure their visibility is there and present so they can make sure they're capitalizing on that. Now, there's still some more businesses. If I go backwards a little bit that I didn't hit, I just knew this was the general area I wanted to start with, and we're not even into the core of Broken Arrow yet. So we're just in zip code 74014, and I still probably have more information that I can put in there in just the last 30 minutes. You can see we have covered a great deal of information. So I'm going to go ahead and check out this website real quick. This food must be good. They've got only they could definitely use some more reviews and information like that, but they have food trucks. I've seen those parked out there. Here is an email address. I'm going to go ahead and put that in there as well. Oh, that's a cool font. I don't know what happened there, but that's really cool. It's called Rye. Might have to use that sometime. So. And then you'll notice when you're cutting and pasting like this, you can kind of go back and format, everything to Arial or whatever basic font you want to use. And then sometimes I'll go through and kind of center everything and make everything black and blah, blah, blah. It's just a lot of little cosmetic things that you can tweak and fix as you go. So that's been about 30 minutes today. Let's just kind of recap how many we hit here today. So I basically hit 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. So almost 2 contacts per minute. And I've got 16 in my contact list. So, if you do the math on that, just for a half hour times 5 days a week, that's 80 contacts a week. Times that by 4, that's 320 points of contact over the next month that I can build just for Listed Pro. Now, that doesn't include going out, so this might be a little more delayed where I spend a week doing targets, going out, touching those points of contact. But here's what I'm doing also, is I'm building them within close vicinity. So when I go out, I'm not going to be spending more than an hour of my time touching these places, trying to gather that next level of information. So it's very important that you kind of do this in segments and groups like that, so you're not running all over town. You can maximize your time, then really start building email interaction, text messaging, gather more information like cell phones, and just, like I said, I am going to be documenting this. So when I go out next week, I will be taking videos and mash them together before and after I go into each point of contact, just to share with you the objections and people that slam the door in my face, people that welcome it, just so you can kind of see what this process looks like. So hopefully over the next month on the Niche Experience, you are going to see a live start to finish of sales cultivation and growth on a brand new business that hasn't existed. So very excited to launch this and get this out there. But like you can see, 16 contacts in just 30 minutes. I'm very excited to do this today. So anyway, be sure to subscribe. Never miss an episode of the Niche Experience. Thank you guys so much for listening in. I look forward to talking to you guys soon. Take care.